And I am going to briefly go over today's 3-game DFS slate. There are only 3 games, but it is the playoffs. There's still money to be had. So let's see the usual how we do things. Now, I won't change up a lot, but it's good to get reps in, as Sheets says, and always go over your process. So it helps me to do these videos, and hopefully it helps you to get an idea, if you haven't watched these before, of how we do it. And big shout out to Sheets for winning the lottery yesterday. I think he took down like 10 grand or a little over with some of his other placements besides the first place Bink. So shout out to Sheets on a job well done in NHL. He also took down NBA, which is unbelievable to win 2 in one night. So with that, I would say, Sheets has a process where he trusts the projections in the sims. And if you like what you see here, because that's what I'm going to do, like and subscribe and check out TrueDFS.com, because you could get these packages with Sheets' projections, Goldie's projections, the pay dirt DFS model, the pay dirt model that we've been using for betting. We went 2-0 on the top bets last night in the model. They're all NHL prop bets. And you get all of that. You also get access to Saber Sim that we're going to use to build lineups now. And the price is right. It's only like $20-$30 more for the core package than you would just pay at any of these alone. So check it out. There are trials. Jump on. We'd love to have you join the premium Discord. There's so much you can get, so that you do get. So let's go over it. I'm not going to change much. I am going to use Goldie's projections. Sheets will have his out later in the day. I'm going to switch ownership. And then I'm going to just say to the builder, I don't want any of these kind of small uncorrelated stacks. I don't really see the reason in building them because I'm not going to play them. So I'm just going to X them all out. I'm not going to play 4 with a bunch of one-offs. I'm not going to play 4 2s with a bunch of one-offs. Like maybe would play 4-2-2, but probably not. It's a 3-game slate, so maybe that's viable. Maybe I'm making a mistake, but I don't really want anything less than a 4-3. And those are the lineups I want to grade with the contest sims. So I'm going to go ahead and build those. I'm not going to worry about salary on a 3-game slate. I am going to punch it through and let it build. And, while it builds, you could do things like check out the news, see if there's anything we have to look out for. I kind of checked it. I don't think there's anything we're really waiting on, but it is always good to keep this up or check it out throughout the day. So we could look at line charts if we feel we need to. It's good to always be familiar with those and the changes. That coincides with the news, of course. But it is quick, luckily. So we've got about, there was under a minute. We built 5,000 lineups. Let's sort it. Let's say playing the flagship. I don't think the flagship is a full 150. I think it's like 50, but it's 52 last night. We could check that, but say we're playing 52 entries into the flagship. Let's first sort by Saber score. See what the builder likes. So we've got a small slate, 1,000 to 10,000 entries. Saber score is going to tend to be a little bit more on the projections and a little bit less on leverage. So let's see our highest owned stacks. A lot of the onslaughts. And Colorado, it makes sense to me. The highest projected implied team total on the slate. Then you get to the Kings, Dallas. Colorado onslaughts in spades, right? I don't think we want too much of that. So how would we solve this? I would probably do this with just asking for some uniques. Let's see how far down in our pool we have to go. We're not grading these on ROI, so don't worry, but we're only going down. Makes sense that when we ask for uniques, we're going to get more 4-man stacks. We are still just jamming Colorado. But yeah, boy, so we'd have to say, let's take 50% Colorado, something like that, right? How over leveraged do we want to be on any one team, no matter how well they project? I suppose someone can project so well that you got to do it, but now you get a ton of Kings. Let's say give us at most 45% Kings. Now we're getting some diversity in here. We've got a lot of exposure to 4 teams, so I'd probably do something like that if I was sorting by Saber score. Let's take these out. And now we're going to get a whole bit of difference, right, when we look at the ROI. Because assuming our projections are right and our ownership projections are right and we're building good fields, we're going to get a lot of leverage. So here you get 50% Dallas. Now we're pretty spread out, right? SaberSim understands that we want a portfolio. Now we're pretty spread out, but way less of the Colorado, way less of the Kings that a lot of people are going to be playing, at least in SaberSim's eyes, at least in this early look, right? So then you get a lot of Dallas, a lot of Edmonton. Now I'm pretty spread out, somewhat happy with it. Let's say I want, at least 45 Dallas. Let's keep this Edmonton near where it is. 30. We'll keep Montreal nearly where it is. And now let's ask it. Yeah, we still have it on 4 uniques. Okay, so that's why we were spread out. Let's, we could get, how far down do we have to go in our pool? The 500th lineup. Our ROI still looks good. Let's see if we ask for 5 uniques, what this looks like if we're really flat. No, still a lot of Dallas. Dallas seems to be the nuts today in its eyes. That seems to be the leverage stack. Now we're going too far down with 5 uniques. We could play around with this other ways, right? We could say keep it at 45 to 50, keep it at 35 to 45, keep it at 25 to 35, and then let's see how the diversity looks. Now we're much flatter. We still have 50% Dallas and a lot of Edmonton, but these our main stacks? No. Not in the onslaughts. A little bit of Dallas. And not as much in the 4. So you're just getting these 3-mans of Dallas, 2-mans. So you're getting a lot of Dallas in a lot of different ways, which is pretty nice. How far down are we going? Still only down to 507 with a pretty strong positive ROI. So we're doing this now, imagine 10 minutes before lock. Our projections are as tight as we could get before post. The ownership is as tight as it could get before post. The field lineups that we are simming against are as tight as we can get. And we're ready to go. We save it and we send it off. So people ask, what are you doing on DraftKings? I'm playing a lot of Dallas. I'm playing a lot of Edmonton. And then some Montreal, some Colorado, and some Kings. But I'm pretty flat, right? I've requested some things. I've requested a lot of diversity with the uniques. The only team I'm really not getting much is Washington. Just a couple. Be funny if I won with a Washington stack. So, okay, let's see. Let's go over to FanDuel and build. Switch it to Goldies. Let's take the min salary off. Let's adjust our exposures. I mean, I would be really unhappy without at least 4-mans here on FanDuel. You can't play 5-mans, so we're getting as much correlation as we can. And we'll build these lineups. see where we get. See if anyone's in Discord. No. Should check out. Let's start queuing up the betting model. We were 0-2 on Monday, 2-0 on Tuesday, and we hit our long shot assist bet. That was the highest edge assist bet with Thomas Chabot. So happy about that. Ottawa only scored 2 goals, but we got the one we needed with Chabot on the apple. All right. Sort by ROI. People ask what you would do if you're playing 20 lineups. You know, I would sim against the 20 max contest, but this is probably going to be pretty similar. So here I'm somewhat, you know, not somewhat, I'm totally overweight on the Kings. Then it's Dallas. Then it's Washington. So I love that I'm getting Washington because I don't have them on DraftKings. So I want to keep at least 40% Washington. I like that I'm getting the Kings. I don't know if I want that much. I'm going to say only 25% Dallas since I have so much on DraftKings. Let's say the same for Edmonton. Then I'm okay kind of getting anywhere. I don't know. Yeah, 70% Kings is a lot. Let's see if I give it some uniques where this goes. Now I'm pretty flat, right? I didn't get a ton of Kings on DraftKings. So I'll have some on FanDuel. Same with Washington. It's only 20 lineups, so I'll have 10. And with the 2 on DraftKings, I'll get some exposure to the outcomes where Washington is the team to have. And same with the Kings, waiting for that late night hammer. So here's what I would do on FanDuel. You see what I would do on DraftKings. I am assuming that I'm, you know, if I'm playing both, that the portfolio works across both. Right? SaberSim understands you're playing multiple lineups. It understands you're building a portfolio, but what it doesn't understand is that your money is one portfolio. So you're playing with the same money, the same bankroll on DraftKings and FanDuel. So I like the way this looks in conjunction. Let's see if we go over to like a top bet. Let's see what the best over is. Like the top bet on an over on shots on goals have been fun and they've been successful. The pay dirt model has about a 5% ROI on the year. And it's Alex Laferriere over a shot and a half on goal. The decimal odds are 1.57. I think that's like minus 110-ish, minus 115. Let's see. Let's convert decimal odds to American. Oh, boy, I'm not even close. 175. Okay. But that's the highest edge we've got. You can get it at DraftKings. You can bet 365. What you could also get is a whole lot more bets at TrueDFS.com when you get access to the pay dirt model. And you could use it for DFS and you could use it for betting, right? And I mean, there's so many bets with an edge. You just have to go through them and grab as many as you can. I'm not going to give them all out. Let's take a look at a long shot. These assists are usually long shots to go over, although if it's Connor McDavid, it might not be. Let's see. Best edge on an over for assists. Plus 220, Tyler Seguin to notch an apple. I like it. There's all these others you could play. Remember to taper your bet sizing on these long shots. If you're not using Kelly exactly, at least cut it down to a half unit or a quarter unit, something like that. And yeah, let's go. So there's some top bets. You saw what I'm doing in DFS for tonight's NHL DFS slate. And with that, I would just say like and subscribe. Check out TrueDFS.com. Jump in with a package. The prices are right. Check out a trial if you want to get your feet wet. And good luck on